everybody, this is Christine Bertram, and I'm coming to you live from the Hive for the second time today. It's Thursday, January 18th today, and it took me an extra minute because I was determined to find out how I get to my video without losing the comments, and I found it. Because I found it this afternoon or this morning when I went live, and I was like, I gotta find it, and I found it. So exciting. Okay, and here it's gonna pop up that I'm live. Yay, awesome. Okay, so that means I can watch your comments. I figured it out, I don't know, by lots of clicking and clicking around. So I got it. So yay, hi Sandy Wicklander, hi Susan Bellamy. There's Anna Carter from cold, snowy Kentucky. We're cold here. We're definitely not warm. Hi Sarah Mitchell. Hi Sherry Everett. Hi Sherry Martin. There's Terry Costin and there's Connie Moore. Hello again. Cindy Runtree's here. Hi Laura Sullivan and Lynn Beasley. Hi Faye Godby. Judy Sharp and Randy and Barbara and Linda Hunt, Kimberly Cronauer, yay. Awesome, there's Karen Wetstein, hi Jeannie Parker, hi Shelly Darcy. Okay, we're here. We're gonna be doing the January monthly card. Hi Jolene, you made it live, yay, awesome. So, very cool. I'm gonna flip the camera down and I'm gonna show you what we did this it's actually this morning and it rolled over to the afternoon. Oh, it was a humdinger, and on top of it, my nose wanted to sneeze, and so I was trying to hold back a sneeze or two, and finally we got the card all made, and life was good. But I'll tell you this, I was on the struggle bus. Maybe you didn't think that, but I felt like I was on the struggle bus. Connie Moore, good question. I have water. Thank the Lord. Hi, Linda Hodge. Hi, Hildy. Hi, Randy. So yeah, I was on the struggle bus with this card this morning. It was a fun fold and a half. Hi, Angelique. Hi, Donna Grushke. Hi, Susan Bellamy. And after I got inside, there was no water. And so I called up Diane. I'm like, Diane, I'll be over in a half hour. So we designed a class over at Diane's house this afternoon. And I got back here about 25 minutes ago. You guys, it took us, it was hard designing. Not hard, but it was different designing in a different environment. Hi, Cindy Bassett. Hi, Karen Carsey. It was like getting a feel for how things were and moving in a different state of mind of putting cards together and cutting paper and where's the chamois? We can't find the chamois. And here it was in the drawer, hidden away. And it was good. We got our cards designed and it took us until about 5:25. And then I think I was here by 5:35. Hi, Karen Stagg. But we got it done. So I can't wait to show you what we have coming up for ink, paper, scissors in February. That's what we're working on. Got back here and I tested the water and the water was running. Yay! So exciting. So that's good stuff. Hi, Krista Mueller. Hi, Penny Powell. I got coffee. When I got to Diane's house, she has a coffee maker that is a pod thing where you put the little pod in. And so I had a couple cups of coffee by her. And boy, as soon as I had my coffee, my brain was functioning again. I don't know if you guys have that. If anybody drinks coffee, and if you don't have your coffee within I don't know, so many minutes or hours or period of time after you get up, the brain fog sets in. And so that's why I was partly on the struggle bus. I didn't have coffee. And then my nose sneezed 4 or 5 times. And then on top of it, it was a fun fold. So I'm going to drop the camera down. Hi, Ann Bellinger from very cold Vermont. Hi, Annette Rollin from probably warm Arizona. I love it. The card was, whoa, yes. This is exactly how I left it. You guys, I cleaned up around. And I left this here so that you guys can see what's going on. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Sherry Stewart. Wow. Whoa is right. I did end up adding a cloud behind this guy right here. So I don't know if there's really a name for this fold here. But this is the card that Carissa made and included in an envelope with, recipe card. And so it's like a gatefold, diamond-edged gatefold, tri-panel, I'm not sure, but it opens like that. And so that's what I was working off of, this recipe, and I went with the hot air balloons or Lift Me Up. Hi, Mary Lemke. Mary Lemke, I know I have a call out for you. We will chat. So these little guys, if you have your little pokey tool, I didn't poke them before because like I said, I was kind of on the struggle bus and I'm like, I don't have the patience to poke out little circles at that moment in my life. And so we let them be. But now I'm like, I can handle poking those out. So this is what I ended up making. And so there's our outside, which is a pretty cute outside. I'm very happy with the outside. And then I've got a little hot air balloon. I really was wishing at the moment, you guys, now hindsight, I wish I would have went upstairs. I don't have any current embossing folders down here. Apparently they're all upstairs in my craft room. And so I would have loved to emboss this hot air balloon with some sort of polka dot texture or something. And then that would have helped for a little bit of texture. And then when you open it up, you get another hot air balloon. So you guys, so we're all in our hot air balloons. We're off in the sky enjoying a beautiful sunset somewhere. And then we have all the other hot air balloons with us. Hi, Melody Miller and Lynn Beasley. So, and then that ended up being the back of it. So, okay. So share, create, inspire. Generally, I can do that class in about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. And we didn't even chit chat a lot in the beginning. We only chit chatted for, I looked at it, it was like 11 minutes. And so the card was about an hour and a half. And I think now if I was telling Carissa, I messaged her, I wish I would have gone with a piece of paper for designer paper that was, whoa, just want to get that little guy off. I wish I would have went with a piece of paper that was a 12 by 12, because then I wouldn't have struggled so much with my columns. I would have had them be 1 5/8 and 1 5/8 and 1, and then I would see less blue in the middle. I want to see more of the designer paper is what I'm getting at. Hi, Linda Hunt. Oh, thank you. Oh, good. And then the cats kept wanting to steal my chair. And so I was fighting with the cats to get, like, every time I got up, I lost my seat because I moved my meat. Hi, Vicki Rodriguez. Hi, Judy Bobo. So yes, if you guys missed Share, Create, Inspire, and you want to see a process of how I went from having this recipe card to having a card like this, you can watch the struggle bus. It's real. So yes, I did get the post out there too. You guys, if anybody wants to share, hi, Karen Whitsign, love the balloon card. Good. If anybody does want to go out, oops, that's not what I was looking for. I did get this posted right away in my page too. So in case anybody's looking for where to share, you just go to Cards by Christine, and in the events section, let's see if I can get here, the events, so under more events, and then you'd have to look under the past events. You guys, there's so many events, but if you look under past events, there it is. And then when you go to the discussion, and I wonder, has anybody, oh yes, we have some cards. Donna Winter, great job, Donna. She did the ink paper, the perennial lavender. So she's got her card out here already. I love it. And then she's got the back of it. So we have one person who's got their card submitted. I love it. Very, very good. And the other thing too is we had we had mystery card night, you guys, on Monday. And so this was what we made on Monday night for mystery card night, this layout. So you still have time to enter both of your cards for the drawings. Now, I had every intention of doing some drawings today for the top fan. I know, this happened to me last year too in January. With the escape right after the new year, it's hard to do all the prize drawings. Hi, Deanne Dawn. She can't wait to see how to do that fold. It's not that hard, actually. It's actually pretty easy. This happened last January too. So I thought that today I would have some time to make up with getting the top fans and the monthly class and the class card challenge all done. It's going to have to be on hold, as well as the year-end drawing, the year-end guessing game, you guys. I have to find a little bit of time to go through and figure out who won all those different questions or if there was ties. So be aware, I know we're doing a year-end guessing game. We did that. And the answers are pretty much compiled. So we just need to figure out who guessed them correctly. And Deb got her goodie box. Yay, that was really fast. So we'll do a whole big live, I think, in the next week before I leave. I am actually heading down to Florida next week, Thursday. So my goal is to get the showcase done and also get a prize video with the guessing game done. And that'll include the stuff to make up for December and the mystery card night and all the good stuff. We're going to do one video that has all the winners posted. So yay! So the other thing too, you guys, this came out, Donna Grushki just reached out to me. I had about 12 people that had won door prizes with me since about November. It was the end of November in December. I keep track of all that stuff and I make it up. I might not be diligent about, hey, you get your prize like the next day, but I do go back and I go through and I get everybody up to speed and caught up. So I think that I went back, it had been like since the end of November and December. The holidays kind of like took over and so many classes and getting ready for the escape. It kind of took over with giving people their prizes in a timely fashion. I think I got pretty caught up on the prizes. And so if you had a little slip of paper in your thing that says Happy Mail with your name on the back, and like Donna's said Heartfelt Hexagon, she won the door prize for Heartfelt Hexagons, and there was maybe a random roll of ribbon or something. So I got caught up on door prizes. So you guys, some of you have your door prizes in there if you had one in the last about month or month and a half. So, and Terry Costins won. She got her goodie box as well today. She said it felt like Christmas again. Yay. Okay. So I'm going to flip this down. I know you guys always love to see what we design when we design it. And so just so you know, this is next month's ink, paper, scissors. Hi, Linda Scott. She got her goodie box today as well. Awesome. Yes, it was fun to open. We had a lot of fun packing those. So we touched everything in there a lot to make sure it kind of got situated good for shipping. So ink, paper, scissors is a little early next month, you guys. It actually is, if I had to look, so one way to find out is just you go to my events calendar and toggle to February. And I think it's because of, we have a sale-a-bration hoorah rah. Ink, paper, scissors is the 15th. And you know what? I don't have it marked here. I have January all up to speed, but one of the things I need to work on is getting February up to speed. But ink, paper, scissors, I believe, is February 15th next month. And it features the Forever Love suite of products. And we have it here for you. So we had fun making these cards today. So when you get a class, like this is going to be die cut for you. The leaves will be die cut. This one does use a couple stamps that you would need to stamp. And then for the ink, paper, scissors, we double mat it. So we guys, hot off the press, we literally just finished these. And then this one, this actually is the designer series paper. And so you'll cut out one of your flowers from the designer series paper. And look at Jolene, look at these beautiful recipe cards. So I've already photographed them, getting ready to send them to you. So that was another one. So a little gatefold. And then with this one, you guys will get the roll of peacock ribbon, and you'll get the gems that are petal pink and peacock. So there's that one. So you can see that you don't have to really have anything but a sentiment here. And then this one, this also is the designer series paper right here. Look at that gold foil paper. You'll need a sentiment to put on here. And if you don't have this exact stamp set, it's okay. You guys could definitely live without this if you're not in love with it and still be able to make these pretty cards. So they're kind of wedding-ish or very fancy pants cards because of all the foil. This one is my favorite. I absolutely love this one. So another thing where all you need is a sentiment on there, and you get to pick up all that gold foil paper. It's just so pretty. And the little, so I have the best helpers in the world. They help me die cut. So you get all this stuff die cut, and you just need a sentiment for this one. And then there. So yay, very good. So for those that want to get signed up for this one, if you're not already, you know, like you can definitely get signed up for it. It's the ink, paper, scissors for February called Forever Love. Yay. Okay. So I need to grab my book really quick. And we're going to do our roll call, and I'm just going to double check here. This is my calendar that I lost for 4 days and I found again. Yes, ink, paper, scissors is on the 15th. So there you have it. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of roll call. Jeannie Parker's is coming tomorrow. Yay. All right. So we are doing the January monthly class. The first monthly class of the year. It feels weird to say that. You guys like them. They're gorgeous. Yay. Okay. Well, so it is going to be, okay, so we're going to make these cards in February, and it's crazy because it's like hopefully spring is around the corner, and there's lots of weddings in the spring, usually, right? Spring, like May, June, so you'll have, in case you need some wedding cards. And now, if you don't need wedding cards, those cards would be perfect birthday cards. They would be okay for sympathy, too. They would be, like some of them, maybe like a couple of them might be too fancy for sympathy, but they're pretty with flowers. Like sympathy with flowers is always good. Thinking of you, get well. They could be easily interchanged for other occasions. Yes, Vicki, I think, aren't you already signed up for the ink, paper, scissors? You very well could be, but we'll definitely double check. So I already have 17 people signed up for the ink, paper, scissors. And Vicki, you are not on the list, but we can definitely get you signed up, you guys. So what you guys might wait and do, you can either like message me and let me know that, but I do plan to do my February showcase. It's on my radar to do it on the 24th of January. I don't know a time yet. We're gonna get Let's Just Stamp Design tomorrow, and then by the 24th, I will have the other classes designed, the monthly, the suite, there's a sale-a-bration, hoorah, and a memories and more. So there's 5 more classes to design. So yes, Connie Moore, yes, send me an email. That would be awesome. I'll follow up. Oh, Laura Sullivan said those would be perfect for anniversary cards as well. I definitely agree. Definitely agree. So Sherry Martin, I just saw your name pop up that you shared. So the backpacks came in for my Be Happy Stamper Team Swag. We have some Be Happy Stamper backpacks. Oh, do you guys want to see them? Maybe you want to see them. I'll bring it over here. So Sherry, I'm trying to fit it in your box for your escape. And Carmen Sanders too, you ordered a backpack. And I have your escape boxes haven't shipped yet because I'm trying to figure out how to get the backpack in there. Hi, Francis. Okay, but I'm going to do roll call because I have the book here in front of me. So we're going to run through the names. I always love to give a little shout out to those people who signed up to take the class with me. Their support either by buying the class outright or placing an order to get the class for free is the reason that I'm doing videos, you guys. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have the support of an amazing customer base that either supports me by buying the classes or placing orders to me. I appreciate them so much. And so I like to shout them out and say thanks to them for their support. Jenna Helms, Donna Grushke, Sandy Wicklander, Sherry Everett, Karen Woods, Shirley Malarkey, Jennifer Jones, Pat Fleming, Annette Rollin, Nedra Dover, Angelique McClendon, Jeannie Parker, Brenda McMahon. I have a hard time with your name, Brenda. It's like McMahon. So many M's. Barbara Rudolph, Vera Anderson, Deanna Stell, Leslie McMinn, Brenda Cottrell, Mary Lemke, Karen Stagg, Kylie Yoakum, Susan Bellamy, Feline Mays, Rachel Horsch, Emily Buska, Kate Race, Amy Ponce, and then we go up here, Christina Bernards, Lynn Beasley, Joanne Kahn, Ruth Nicholson, Fancy Nancy Billets, Linda Scott, Linda Hunt, Linda Scott and Linda Hunt. It is every month. I feel like you guys reach out to me on the same day or say, like you get signed up right after each other. I love it. You keep me on my A game. Vicki Rodriguez, Susan Risch, Mary Jo Stoll, Angela Knutson, Stacy Cobb. So this is Stacy Cobb's first class with me. Hopefully it's not her last. She won this class because she watched, she was with Mary Gunn for Craft Roulette, and we gave a class away when I was a guest crafter in December. And so Stacy is the winner of a class, and she picked this class. So it's our very first class with me. Judy Bobo, Sharon Davis, myself, I got a set of kits for myself because I need to put them together with you guys. Francis Rodriguez, Lori Baxter, Beth Vickery, and this is Beth's very first class as well. Faye Godby, Christy Welcher, and Sheila Roberts. Okay, I had 4 people in person on a Monday last week, and then I had 4 people in the evening on that, 8 people that Monday night. So we already had 12 people in person. And we have 1 person taking the class on Saturday with me, and that would equal 60. I do not have any kits left. We kitted up 60, and at this moment, they are gone. There is a PDF tutorial that is available in case anybody would like to purchase it. It's $8. I don't put it in my website though, and I don't do that because it's I don't generally put the 3 card classes in my online store. It would be just full of so many PDFs if I put all my classes out there. So I usually only do my 4 card classes in the online store. But if anybody's watching this later and they're like, gosh, I wish I had the measurements, or I wish I had information like the supply list, just know that it is available. So you could just reach out to me privately or message me, and I can help you out with that. So a bunch of you guys are here. Yay. So I'm going to drop the camera down, and I'm going to show you the 3 cards that we're going to be making. So we have here, I went for the sweet cherries because of the paper that matched. And then we have like 2 Valentine's Day-ish cards that you could call Valentine's Day. Hang on, let me get my backpack, you guys. Honey. Okay, so back in December, or I would say even November, I started working with my team to get an order in for swag. And so we had backpacks made that have, it says Be Happy Stampers, and they're a black backpack. So when we're all running around Houston or wherever we want to run around to, we've got our Be Happy. So there's the big backpack, let's say like that. So we got jackets made, we got pullovers, we got vests made. What else? Hats, but I'm not so excited about the hats. The hats they were supposed to be a golden yellow for like the bees, and they ended up a neon yellow. So, I have to figure out what I'm going to do about that yet. So I got to call them. Please sign you up for the February. Okay, Linda Scott, we can definitely do that. Yeah, so if you guys know that you're going to be signing up for potentially other classes in February, you can message me now and I'll get you signed up, but you could also wait and send one email with the whole list of classes, and I'll reply to that email as well. So Becky Gandolfo, yes, IPS for January for you, please. And I think you already are signed up, Becky, for the Garden Meadow Stamp-A-Stack and IPS. It's all sitting, yours is ready to ship out. It's sitting up over there. So you have a pile ready to go. Perfect, Laura. Sounds good. On the big screen is always good. All right. So you guys ready to do some stamping? So let's just see here. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? Scavenger hunts. I want to put a little note out here, you guys. Luann Bartling helped me with the scavenger hunts. I had 2 people send theirs in already. Judy Sharp, you were one of them. And Janice Ormiston, I believe you're the other one. So I do have 2 scavenger hunts that were turned in, and I believe it was either Judy or Janice that wrote a little note that said, I thought I knew everything that there was to know of all the things inside the mini catalog until she did the scavenger hunt, and then she realized that she saw more things, or that there was more things that needed to be found. So that's what the scavenger hunt is all about, you guys. Okay, so let's drop down here and talk about what we're going to be making, and then we're going to go ahead and make it. I see I lost a little gem here. But I have more here I can add. There's something up with the gems, you guys. I will be honest with you 110%. This pack of gems and the other pack of gems, the peacock ones, you really have to press them into your paper. Otherwise, they have a tendency of falling off. So I am putting that out there. I don't know what it is with the adhesive. They're just not 100% like put it on and be okay. You really have to push it down to get that adhesive to bond. Oh, Connie's almost done with hers. Yay. You guys, I did email this tutorial out on Monday, so anybody who's on my list should have it by now. And what we're using here is a lot of sale-a-bration paper. So the sale-a-bration paper, let me go get my binder, I think. This is Sweetest Cherries from Sunny Days, and then this heart paper and this heart paper. That's both from the set. The paper is called Most Adored. And the reason I want to share this with you, you guys, is because I have some of these left. I put these DSP samplers together for purchase in case anybody wants them. And so I have the one here for the new spring mini catalog. I just made up 8 more, and so 2 of them were spoken for. So I have 6 left in case you're a demonstrator or an avid customer that just loves to know like what colors are in what paper and just to get some coordination. And so the paper that got used for the class tonight is that heart paper, and then there's also this gold paper, and then this heart paper. So that's from the Most Adored Sale-a-bration. You get that free with a $50 order. And then the other one that got used for this class was, where is it? The cherries, part of Sunny Days. This cherry pattern right here. I was really gonna go with the Bright Skies bundle, but after realizing I had so many sheets of the cherries left, and that the sweet cherries from the annual catalog really goes well with these cherries, so we opted to do sweet cherries. So this is another one where you can get this pack of 12 by 12 paper free with a $50 order. It's sale-a-bration time right now. So from now until February 28th, you can get this pack of paper or this or that, or these 2. You can pick those. That's the designer paper that's in the sale-a-bration catalog. There's also stamp sets, there's die sets, there's other things you can get free with a $50 or $100 order. Linda Hunt's comment is pretty amazing. I don't know if Luann Bartling, if you're watching. So Linda Hunt said the scavenger hunt is more challenging than the past ones. So this is a completely true statement, Linda Hunt. You are probably not the only one that's thinking that. You're probably wondering what happened. Like why is it so difficult? So Luann Bartling offered after the last scavenger hunt. You guys, it's hard. There's not as many hours in the day that I would love to have, right? I wish I had about 4 or 5 more hours every day to get more things done. And I was struggling with the scavenger hunt to get it graded, or to finish grading it. Chris Duderenke helped me grade part of it, and then it was finalizing the grading. And then it's coming up with the questions. And if I'm doing something like that, I'm not answering emails or I'm not working with people. So she is here. And so Luann reached out to me after I did the video of the last scavenger hunt. She's like, would you like some help coming up with questions? Let's like zhuzh them up or like spruce them up. Because over the last 3 years, I generally had the same questions, like how many bundles are there? How many DSPs are there? How many of this? It's always about the same question, just redesigned for the new catalog. Well, she came up with some pretty ingenious questions to really make you look and think and search through the catalog to find the answers. So yes, okay. And I always like to remind you guys that the scavenger hunt is not meant to cause any harm or undue hardship or stress, okay, with it. And now you're going to have to decide, like, is it too hard? And you guys, I'm always open to feedback. Like, is it too hard or is it just enough of a challenge to make you think it's harder than the last one, but is it too hard to do it? So I'm curious for feedback on that. Like, is it too hard or is it just hard enough? But I had writer's cramp by the time I was done, said Judy Sharp. Okay. So I don't know, writer's cramp isn't really that good, but you guys will have to tell us, because if it is a little bit too hard, we can pull back in some more of the generic questions about how many suites are there and what's your favorite, how many bundles are there and what's your favorite. But Luann came up with some pretty great questions, and even I had a hard time, like, wow, thinking about the answer with different techniques and different tools in the catalog. And so they were pretty clever. Okay, so I wasn't worried about a tiebreaker question on this one, because I felt like there's not a need for a tie. Because oh man, so hopefully you guys are enjoying it. And again, just do your best, right? It's for fun, and it's for a prize, and like that's what it is. It's just to help you see what's in the catalog, because the best part of it is finding something that you didn't know was there that you realized could help you in your crafting. So hi, Barbara Gabi. It took several days to do it. Okay, well, it's like homework, right? So hopefully you've got the time to do it. But all right, so sale-a-bration product, and then what we're using. So you guys, when you get a card class from me, you get your kits like this. Everything's kind of contained in the envelope. Sometimes I will put the gems for all the cards in one envelope, but generally, if the gems are different for the cards, then each card contains its own gem. So people have told me they really like getting card kits from me, because when you open this up, basically everything you need is in here, and you consume everything, and you end up with an awesome card, and then there's not a lot of waste. And so generally we always try to put like your gems right on the top. So you open it up, you might not see them, but they're right there. And so I've got 3 little diamonds that are set up for you guys to put on your front of your card. And we've got all of your bits and parts underneath here. So that's my first one. We're gonna start with our cherry card here. So this stamp set is called Sweetest Cherries. It's from the annual catalog. And there's a punch that coordinates with it. So big shout out to my helpers. Karen Wetstein helped cut the designer series paper. She punched out all of your cherry parts, you guys. 3 times 60, 180 little leaves. She did 120 cherries, 120 little stems. And so kudos to her for helping get that all punched. And Tammy and her mom for all the die cutting. Anna helped with die cutting. So I'm just pulling out all the stamps that we need. And there's actually quite a few stamps that we're going to be using for this set, for this card, because the inside, it might not be the outside that has a lot, but it's definitely the inside that needs quite a bit of stamping. All right, so let's go back to your kit. So you should have 2 cherries, 2 turntables, and a microphone. That's where it's at. 2 cherries, 2 stems. Hi, Jenna Helms. Better late than never. Thanks for sharing, Feline. I appreciate it. So we have 3 leaves. We have this little white, it's not a scrap, it's actually a certain size, and it's the size for your sentiment, for your birthday wishes. All right, you guys, I'm gonna start covering up stuff. If you need to, like, all this information will be here as we use our pieces up. So you can see here, we're very strategic. You're very welcome, Linda, yay. We're very strategic about our mats, you guys. This is not a piece of garbage. This is a mat. And what we did is we cut your 2 die cuts out of here. So it helps to eliminate extra weight by adding in more paper, and it helps that, like, it's right in the middle and you'll never know. It saves paper and weight. So that gets covered up. Okay, so I'm gonna set that there. You also have a stylish shape. It's actually a circle, and I got a little bit of fuzz going on here. So we're gonna just pull that off. Mine has a little bit of like scrappy on here, but that can get covered up from that, so I'm not worried about it. You have a white herringbone ribbon, and what we do with this is we just make an overhand knot, and that's going to kind of curve up the side of the card. So I'm going to kind of manipulate it into place, and so that's going to go right like that. So we got that guy ready, and then we have a white inside. And the base is shaded spruce. So it's not burnished. So you definitely want to grab your bone folder. Let's get it burnished. And you guys, the transition, you'll notice we've got a Stampin' Up! Envelope here. So I have transitioned I'm going forward this year with Stampin' Up! Envelope. So you might notice it's different. It's actually a little bit smoother. It's silkier. It's soft. It's soft. And it matches the white. So was made. Yes, Jenna. It's like they designed the DSP for the stamp set. I definitely agree. Okay, so I'm gonna set this off here. Now, if you are one that likes to decorate your envelopes, definitely decorate your envelope how you want. I have never been one really personally to match my envelopes unless I know specifically that card needs to go with that envelope, because I keep my cards separate from my envelopes. Now this is where all the stamping comes into play, you guys, right here. Like that's what we're gonna be stamping. So, and then we have a little bit of a birthday wish on the outside. So the ink colors we also need are the Memento, we need Espresso, Shaded Spruce, and Real Red. And let's grab here. We need the Sweet. That'll fit on there perfectly. Okay, so we need Sweet, we need a little Cherry, and let's do a little stem. So you like to, I like to match up my blocks with the size of the stamp that I'm stamping. And so let's grab in. So clicky, clicky, clicky. The glass mat with these acrylic blocks is like fairly loud and echoey. So we got the stem here. We've got a day. And the birthday wishes will fit right here. And then we have that guy yet, and that one can work right on here. All right, just like that. So Karen likes the scavenger hunt, but she loves to be challenged. Good, 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 good. All right, so let's get some stamping done. So when, just so you guys know, we do write a tutorial that goes with the class. So some people like to operate and work with a tutorial, and some people like the video, and some people like both. Just know I don't always have the video matching the paper tutorial. Maybe someday in the future there's a way to make that work. We're trying to figure that out. But for right now, when I stamp live like this, I go with my feeling or flow of like, oh, let's do this, or then I feel this, or I'm feeling glue happy. When I write the tutorial, it has more of a methodical process of what makes sense in my head as like I do it. So, but that doesn't always match what we actually do on a video. So just so you know that like that is not always the case that it matches. So if you're following along like one to the other, you might not, it might not is what I'm getting at. All right, so then just out of curiosity, what if you don't have the stamp set? I've not ordered from you before and I just started watching you. So Dawn Tuck, if you don't have the stamp set, could you still make this card? Yes, as long as you have a sentiment. Do you have any sentiment that could fit in here, right? Because all of this is die cut or punched for you already. Now, the insides is a different story. I don't think so much about the inside with you guys not having the stamp set, because it's the outside to me that people really like the outsides to match. If you don't have this cherry set, what else could you stamp on your inside? Or do you have some designer series paper that you could put a strip of designer paper in? So I'm always one for like, if you don't love a stamp set, don't buy it, right? Because otherwise you're going to end up with a lot of stamp sets that you're buying just to buy stamp sets to match for a class. So especially with this class, my monthly class is always one where I feature 3 different stamp sets. So I'm just stamping sweet here. So like, let's say you don't have the sweetest cherries. What else could you put on your inside or a sentiment here? This class has 3 different sets of stamps, 3 different stamp sets that were used. But by the end of it, when you see all the cards, like think about, well, what could you have used in your own stamping supply or arsenal instead of the stamp set? So we're going to stamp a cherry down here. Luann did an awesome job with the scavenger hunt. Yay, thanks for saying that, Karen. I'm very happy that you think that. That was awesome. I thought she did too. I thought she did really good with it. Okay, so there we've got a cherry. Now, that cherry didn't stamp as crisp as it could have, and that might be because we used this ink pad for my escape, and I haven't re-inked it yet, but I'm going to go to the other side of the ink pad and see if I can get a little bit crisper of a cherry. A little bit darker. It did. It's a little bit darker. Okay, so I'm going to actually go with this side and see once if I can get the cat fur off of there. You guys, when you have cats, it's a thing that happens. You have cat fur and it goes everywhere. So I'm going to ink that up really good, and we're going to go back here and type stamp sweet. So there we go. So, Dawn, when I showed off, I don't know if you were watching when I showed off this class right here that I showed this off. You need a sentiment for here. A sentiment. There's some flowers and a sentiment. And a sentiment. So do you have flowers in your arsenal that you could use in lieu of? Oh, that looks good. Okay. So here we've got our red done. I think that's it for red. So let's shut that up. And then we're going to go next with our espresso, and that is for our stem right here, and that's going to get stamped on like that. Yeah, so for those that are new that have just started watching me, I do a lot of classes. It's overwhelming. There's only one thing in espresso. It can be very overwhelming, and it takes a lot to just ask anybody watching and they will second this. They will be like, yep, it's overwhelming. It was very overwhelming. Yep, it's a lot. I am not an average Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I think I'm a little OOC. Like, that means out of control when it comes to having classes and creating and designing and inspiring and all that good stuff. You guys, I don't know how to not do stuff. And so I just go and do a lot. So that's a little leaf here. But I love to give you guys options and inspire. And hopefully you can find something that fits what you're looking for in terms of your crafting needs. People love getting card classes from me, and I offer different types of card classes, and the little day is going to fit right down here. I have product-based classes, I have order-based classes, I have kitted classes, I have lots of different classes. So wishing you I have classes like Mystery Card Night and Share, Create, Inspire, where there's no kits, and then I have lots that are kits. So I'm going to put the wishing you right here. Okay, and then we are going to stamp the last thing, which, oh, we already got birthday wishes done. I think that's it for stamping. But we love all your classes, is what Angelique said. Yes. Cheryl is pretty new, and just sit back and watch the option, figuring it all out. Yes. The other thing here that you guys might not know, but some of you may know, if like this is what we worked on in December. We worked on, in my website, we worked on a file. So if you go to the resources tab, we worked on an overview file so that you could print this out, and this gives you an explanation. Just print this out. There's 2 pages. It gives you an explanation of all the different types of classes I offer. Are there kits? Are there no kits? If you're on my team, there's team stuff and other stuff. So that was out there on the resources tab. The first thing, it's called Cards by Christine Offering. or offering overview. So you guys, that is out there as a resource for you guys to have an overall picture of what happens here. All right, so we can get a little glue happy now. So I'm gonna flip this over, and we're gonna flip these two things over. And this is another thing that kind of freaks some people out, is I don't glue one thing at one time. I go for the glory. I glue, and I just pray the cat doesn't jump up here and get their paws in my glue. All right, so we are gluing 3 things at once. Like, I am not a fan of opening the glue bottle every 2 seconds to get glue out. So if I'm gonna glue a lot of things. So there's our inside. And now this, there's no ribbon that needs to go underneath it. So this is perfectly fine. And it doesn't matter if you have your circle on the top or the rectangle on the top. It gets covered up right now with our cherry peeps. So again, this is some free designer paper you can get during sale-a-bration. Thanks, Ruth Nicholson. There's something for everyone, exactly. And some people want everything, and some people want one thing, and really there's something for everybody. That is a good way to say it. All right, so we're gonna get some dimensionals here. Oh, Deanne Dawn said that she thinks Sweet as a Peach stamp and dies would work well for this. See, that's what I love for you guys to talk about. Like, what are you using? If you're not using what I'm using, what are you using? Like, and that's half the battle, is like figuring out what stamp you can use in case you don't have the exact stamp set that I have. So what I did is I'm popping this circle up, the white circle, and it's going right in the middle of that circle. Are you guys wondering where these came from? These little red pieces with the little holes? I should have told you guys that. Hang on. It is, ha ha ha. You might have overlooked this in the catalog. It's called Everyday Details. Now that's the stamp set, and there's dies. There are dies that go with it, and that's where these came from. Super cool. They reminded me of like Vegas lights. Like you have a neon board with the flashing light bulbs. Just stamp the peach in red. Yes, good call. So that's where those dies came from, in case you're wondering. Okay. So then the birthday wishes also is going to get popped up like that. So you guys, I'm very proud to say that we got, for anybody who's doing the Be Mine class with me, if you signed up as of yesterday, that tutorial was emailed out to you yesterday, and the class isn't until Wednesday. It was a whole week ahead of time, and that is exciting news. We have the Garden Meadow tutorial written and proofread. We just need to make the updates. And we are in the process of working on the Ink, Paper, Scissors Perennial Lavender. So Jolene has been amazing. She's been helping me write tutorials, you guys, and it's a blessing to feel like we're actually... My New Year's resolution to you guys was to get tutorials out around the time that the class ships versus like 2 days before. So I'm taking and putting little glue dots on the end of... Actually, I want that on this side. So let's see if that'll still work. So this little stem here, it's going to go on the back side of this one. And I think I did this the wrong way. So we're going to put this little glue dot here, and that will go. Yes, so I made a New Year's resolution, and she's helping me fulfill it. All right, and then we have, so one cherry is going to go over here, and the other cherry... Now, my little scrappy, I have some like scrappiness going on down here. So we're going to do this. Yesterday you got your starter kit, Anna. Yay! They included Everyday Details die set. Was it on your order though, Anna? Like you said they included Everyday Details die set. Was it not part of your starter kit order? I'll be honest with you guys. They changed their systems over late summerish or middle of the summer. And they changed the way that they pick product. And so some people have been saying they've been receiving product they didn't order, and some people have been saying they didn't receive product they ordered. Whenever you have a discrepancy, it's good to call, and they're still ironing out the kinks. And so it happens. It's the way that they used to have a light that would flash on the product so that they could visually see what to pick, and now they have a headset that they wear. and it's different. You have to listen, and so it's different. Change is hard. I will be the first to admit change is hard. So what's happening now is this kind of overlaps slightly, and I have the circle it goes something like this. It's how we're going to put this on here. And honestly, we can just flip this over, and here's me gluing, and then this cherry gets glued flat. All right, so remember I have a little scrappiness going on with that little bottom. So this goes right about here, and make sure your birthday wish is going the right way. And then I've got that. The circle kind of goes underneath the rectangle. That's what I've got going on. And it's a little bit to the right. Sorry, to the left. And then our little cherry. Don't worry about the stem yet, or the leaf. I'm working on that. We're going to put this guy over here. And then I popped this one up with dimensionals. Everyday Details is a cool set. I definitely like it. And then this cherry kind of overlaps that one slightly. And now we have 3 leaves behind the tips of them. All right, so we're going to put it behind the tips. And then we've got glue dots. So let's see how this works. This one right here is a glue dot at the base. And this one I tucked behind the stem slightly, like that. Now this one, we're going to put a glue dot at the base again. Take that dimensional back. And now this kind of goes over the stem. And then this last one is going to go behind. So we're going to put a little glue dot. Cindy likes the card. Yay! And then this one is going to tuck behind here. Good. Okay. Now, I don't have much holding my stems down. That one's good, but this one's not. If that bothers you and you want it to be a little more structurally sound, you could always like pull this back here and put a little dot, not a lot, just a dot of glue, and that'll help hold that down. So that works if you want to do that. And then we have the ribbon. So I would definitely utilize the glue dots again for the ribbon. And I know I need it nestled here in the nook of the circle and the rectangle. And this is going to just, that knot, I'm attaching that knot to the glue dots. Push it in there real good. Like salt and pepper, push it real good. And then grab your ribbon scissors, and you can trim this one at an angle up that way. Grab your ribbon scissors. If you're trying to use your glue scissors on the ribbon, it's not going to be well for you. It's not going to go well. Okay, so trimming, I always trim the tails after it's attached to the card. And then grab that putty end of your pokey tool here. And I know sometimes it's hard to get these things off. Sometimes I just use my nails too. And you've got a big and a small. And I put the big and the small one up here. And then there's one more that you have, a small. So you have a big, a small, and a small. And I put that little small one right in there. So you got a gem here, and then the 2 are up there. When you see it in person, it's always more bedazzly. Thanks, Annette. You guys like it such. Hi, Andy Acquisto. And you're still planning to come up on Saturday, I hope. This one's awesome because you can Stella this whole front part of your card. You can Stella your cherries, the stems, and the leaves. You could also Stella around your circle. You guys can Stella your ribbon. Honestly, just don't Stella like what you stamped because it might make it smear or blend, but you can definitely get in here. You can Stella, you guys, you can just like Stella the whole card. So my Stella is not very juicy at the moment, so it's just putting a little bit of glitz on it. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay. Such a bright, cheerful card, right? For New Year's. Kind of got out of the wintry and the Valentine's Day and just got a little bit of cherry action going for you guys. Does it make you want some cherry pie? All right, and we've got our inside. Depending on what your bow is doing, you might need to put an extra little glue dot underneath your ends here to help hold them and help keep them stay down. All right. The cherry are my favorite card. Great. Great, great. All right, so now that we got that one done, we can clean all of these guys and we'll put them, you know what, actually I've got, Christina's gonna be here on Saturday and she's the last person to do this class. So I might just leave all these ready for her on the blocks. We've got the Be Mine class on Saturday. So if you guys are scheduled to do that with me, I am looking at moving it from the afternoon to the morning so that it frees up the afternoon. So I'll be reaching out to everybody regarding that, like today, yet, if possible. Okay, so there we go. So this card will be a prize for somebody in the future. I'm gonna set that right there. And let's look what envelope we grab next. So, perfect. We're gonna do the Valentine's Day-ish one. And let's just move this guy out of the way and pull this card in. Now, this one. All right. Lots of different things going on with this one. Definitely a lot. It definitely uses the free sale-a-bration paper, 2 pieces. So let's, you guys, I did put gold gems in your kits too, just so you're aware. I used, okay, in your kits, I didn't have these because this class got kitted up right when the catalog launched. And I went through like 4 or 5 packs of these gems to give you for your fun folds class. We had a fun fold that had this kind of similar, like this heart, these adored hearts or most adored. So I had to be strategic and I went with gold pearls. So just so you guys know, there's gold pearls. I have them right here. There's gold pearls in your kit, right? Versus these iridescent foil gems. In person, by the time I had in person, I was able to order some more of these to get here. But I thought the gold pearls would be just perfect anyways because it brings out the gold. Then, so this is your heart paper, right? So that's cut to the size you need it. This is, these guys are die cut for you. And let's just see, I don't know if I have, just see about where I have the stamp set, but this, I mean, not the stamp set, but the dies. This is what it's called, Adoring Hearts. And With All My Heart is what we're using. So with, oh, we're gonna do a little flower actually, not a flower, a heart. And With All My Heart, that's what we're gonna use. And we do need the real red. And this is part of a hybrid set. So there are these heart, this is a heart embossing folder, and then there's this die that fits in here, and you die cut at the same time you embossed. And you end up getting these hearts. So let's flip this here, and you end up getting these hearts, and Rhonda embossed and die cut all these for you. So you have 3 hearts. 2 are gonna be red, and 1 is white. And they all 3 should have a different pattern on them. So when you look at the embossing folder, these, these 3 are the same, and then these 3 are the same, and then these 3 are the same. So it's like tic-tac-toe kind of. And so I gotta think about where I have the die set, but it's super cool how it works. It's very similar to the Thinking of You. If you're wondering where that comes from, you can see here it says Thinking of You. So if you guys did the Winter Creative Escape with me this past weekend, Gina Bulow showed you how to use this hybrid embossing folder with the words here and get them colored. And it turned out, it was an awesome presentation. So this is what we mean by hybrid. So you have this die called Thoughtful Moments, and it fits inside the embossing folder like so, kind of like locks in place. Like once you get it nestled in there, it shouldn't wiggle around. And what I did, Rhonda Ayers, I gave her little gold pieces about this big, like 1 1/4 by 2 inches. And what she did is she put them in this exact spot, and she ran this folder through, and she cut out all of your Thinking of Yous for you. So that's how that happened. So this is called a hybrid embossing folder, meaning that you use dies at the same time as you emboss. And that's how the hearts work too. So this is called Thoughtful. So there isn't a stamp set that I know of that goes with it, but this is the bundle. It's like an embossing folder with a die set. Okay, so you've got your Thinking of You die cut, your 2 little leaves. You have 2 pieces of real red ribbon. Yep, that's how it worked. You got 2 of the real red. This is part of a combo pack that comes with the crumb cake and then real red. This is the designer paper that is part of the same pack of paper. And you have 2 white pieces. They are the same size. Okay, they should be. They're very close. They should be 5 1/4 by 4 or a hair more or less, but they're basically the same. And then you have your real red card base that you're going to need to burnish. All right, so many pieces. All right. So back to Dawn's question: what happens if you don't have the stamp set? Well, from this point of view, you don't even stamp anything on the outside of this card. All right. The stamping is on the inside, and it says, with all my heart, and a little heart. So let's do a little bit of stamping and get our stamping pants on. And there's that. We need this little guy right here. And we'll grab a little block for the heart. And it looks like a pretzel, doesn't it? Makes me hungry for a pretzel. All right, so we're going to put that in the bottom corner. It's very pretty. There's a really nice flower right in the bottom of the heart there. And then with all my heart. Because on the outside it says, thinking of you with all my heart. All right, so we've got that stamped. That's it for stamping, you guys. Thanks for sharing, Jennifer Jones. All right, so we can get glue happy now. All right, remember what I said. I like to glue a lot at the same time. So we're going to get this one, and this one. We're going to start with that. So this is our 2x4. This is just our normal smaller mat from the white. Which is this? Hang on. Oh, perfect. Okay. And then this is our inside. Let's open that up. That'll go right here. So for the monthly class, I don't generally double mat it. Just do a single mat on the inside. And then our little hearts really pop when you add a little white border to them. All right, and then our little bit of gold and white plaid. And it's not quite in the middle. This is less than that by a hair. So I'm going to put it, my equator is right here, like this is my middle. And so we're going to do it just north of the equator is what I call that. Okay, so, and with liquid glue, so what I'm doing is I'm seeing these hearts right here. So instead of coming down and having half of a heart, I'm going to move it up so I'm right even with seeing all of those hearts. And you can see that I've got all of my bottom hearts there as well. Now that I have that glued, I'm going to grab my paper scissors, and you might have this hair hanging over the edge. That's intentional so that it's not too short. I'd rather have it too long than too short. Thanks, Nedra. All right, so you can trim that little edge off. Now the ribbon is not long enough to go behind it. It was intentional as well. The ribbon is just long enough to like slant the ends. And so now we can glue this down to the front of our card. Hi, Sue Thomas from Northwest Ohio. Thanks for telling everybody to do a thumbs up. I appreciate that. You guys, we hit 3,000 subscribers the other day. Somebody pointed that out to me. I don't remember who it was, but while we were live, somebody said, hey, you just got 3,000 subscribers. And I'm like, oh, very cool. We sure did, didn't we? All right, so this little red ribbon is about the same size, and it's going to go right across here like that. And how would you put that down? Tear and tape is actually the same width as this. It's a 1/4 inch like that. So you'd have to be very straight when you put it down, like it has to be completely straight. So in a paper pumpkin from a past, like in the last 6 months, they had this really skinny tear and tape in there, which is super awesome for something like this. And you could also take this tear and tape, and you could cut like half the amount you need and then cut it in half the long way. And that would give you some skinny tear and tape as well. But what we're going to do is set this down right about here, and then it's a little too long, so we're just going to rip that off. And you know what? Instead of wasting it, we're just going to put it right there. So we're going to get that down good, peel that off, And we're just going to set this ribbon right into it. So I use my little gold lines as a guide. Hi, Maria Gilbertson from freezing Minnesota. I believe you are freezing. And then that goes right like that. And then you want to use your ribbon scissors, and we're going to trim this end like that. And we're going to trim. So I actually had the tape almost all the way to the edge, so it's not going to let me cut it. So we're going to just do a little lifting up and then bring it right back down. And this one needs to be a hair shorter. Okay, so we trimmed our ends at a diagonal like that. And now we can put our hearts down, and our thinking of you got popped up. So the white heart and the thinking of you are popped up. Hi, Becky Roar. And we're going to put 3 dimensionals on the heart, and we'll put a few dimensionals on our thinking of you. So the brayer was a super cool idea to use with these words, because if you die cut these words out of like white cardstock or colored cardstock, they're pretty plain, right? The gold actually dressed it up a bit, but the brayer was such a cool tool to use with coloring the words. All right, then our 2 hearts here are gonna go flat. Hi, Diane Bogenhagen, long time no see. All right, so these 2 hearts, I'm gonna put them like that, and they get glued flat. So let's just flip them over. I want that side or that side. I actually like, okay, so if you look at this, let's get the light so that it's not so crazy. All right. There the leaves are popped up. Hi, Deanna Stell. And here the leaves are inverted or like debossed. I actually like the leaves popped up. So I'm gonna put my adhesive on that side. And this one, I like the leaves popped up too. So we're gonna do that. So one of the hearts is over like that. The other heart is like that. And then the white heart is right in the middle like that. And our thinking of you, I've got it so the little, looks like a finger, like my fingernail fits in there. That's right over where the ribbon is. And that's where you have this piece of ribbon that's left. You just want to make another overhand knot, kind of like what we did on the last card. You have more than enough. And that little ribbon is going to kind of fit right there. And you're going to put it with a glue dot. So take that glue dot and put that right in there. And you can kind of have that going like that. There's a leaf, there's 2 different leaves. And you're probably thinking, well, you got to put them down. Yep, I'll get to it. I don't know exactly where they go until I have everything else on here. But now that I have everything else on, now I can gently pick up this tail, and he's going to sneak in like that. That glue dot will help that stick. And then this one, I can gently, bently pull this up and tuck this in as well. And the one little leaf here might need some assistance by cutting off part of it, because it might just hang out the top too much. So don't be afraid to cut these. There. Now that can come out the side like that. All right, then grab that ribbon scissors. You can trim your tails here like that. Diane, how was your dinner? Was your ham and sweet potatoes the most amazing thing? I could taste it when I walked out the door. I'm like, oh my goodness, it smells so good. All right, then we have our glue, or I should say our festive pearl. I think they're called festive pearls, and they're gold. And I think the question is, where do you put them, right? I don't want to cover up a heart because I feel like it doesn't cover up the heart completely. So we're gonna put them kind of like in between the hearts. And we'll put 2 like that. And then the last one, find a little spot for it, but maybe it could go right about there. All right. Perfect. You guys will find these little clear things everywhere, your house, because that's how the gems usually come. We cut them to the size so that you get the gems you need. And then Stella, Ella, Ella. Make sure there's no color in your Stella pen before you go to color something white. Otherwise it'll leave that kind of color on everything. And what you can do is Stella, the ribbon, and your hearts. Your designer paper. There you go. That's good for now. I have to rehydrate my Stella. Woohoo! Hubby is a great cook. He sure is. All right, that's it. So, little difference between the cards. This one has those iridescent foil gems, and then for you guys, for the online, I gave you guys the gold festive pearls in your kit, so you can see how that looks. And now you can see the two different hybrid embossing folders in full action here with the hearts and then the sentiment. So, yay, I'm glad you guys like this one. Very good, very good. So, the thinking of you, just so you guys know what words are in here. There's a hello, oh happy day, love you, you make me happy, get well just because, celebrate, celebrate, with sympathy, and then there's a thank you in there. So, yay, Gina, I'm glad you like it too. All right, so those are our two red cards that use the real red. And let's find a spot for this guy to go over here. And we're gonna move on to our last card. And I think it's my favorite. Out of all the cards tonight, I think that this one is my favorite. It features a stamp set that is called Sending Love. And this one caught my eyes because of the dies. God, I can't deny. Oh, I don't want to lose my pile here. This is the stamp set. Like, this was like, okay, like whatever. Like, it gets me a little bit going. Not a lot, but I love the dies. When I did craft roulette with you guys back in December, I wished I would have used this one. It was still in my box and I didn't even know I had it, but this would have worked really great for when I was a guest crafter on craft roulette. Would have been perfect because it was all about you could add a postcard. So that's the stamp set, but these are the dies. All right, let's pull these out and show you these awesome sauce dies. All right, so this is what makes the mailbox. Okay. Then there's a little envelope. This is the die that makes the envelope. And then here's the post, the trunk for the mailbox, okay, your post. And then the grass was used. This die cuts the grass. And then we have a little flag that was cut for you guys. And then there are actually two hearts that are the same size. And they were used to cut the little heart. So, fun stuff. The dies are awesome. So if you're on the fence about the stamp set, you could still consider just getting the dies because the dies are pretty much what makes this card so amazing. I have to get all my dies on magnetic sheets yet. That is a different task for a different day. All right, so that's the stamp set. And of the stamp set, we're going to use, I don't know, it says, what does it say? A little note to say, I miss you. We can use that. We'll do that one. So for those of you that did the Winter Creative Escape from with me, this was one that we double dipped on. Double dipped, yes, we did. This card is so awesome. I'm like, I hope you guys don't mind having two because it's such a cool card. Then this way you can keep one and then you can really give one away. All right, are you waiting to see what the card looks like? It's so awesome. Look at this little mailbox. It's so cute. Okay, so fun, so fun. And then the inside has the little bird flying with the little note. All right. There was an envelope die in the snail set. There sure was, Penny Powell. All right, so again, this is your free, oh, there's a brad in your kit, you guys. You will either get a white brad or a black brad, all right? But hopefully you're good to brad because he's gonna help you put your card flag to your flag to your mailbox. White or black. So when you get the little brad container, Stampin' Up! Has the little pot of brads. There's large, there's small, there's black, there's white, and they are square and they're circle. Okay, so don't lose your brad. He's important for our card. So this is the Most Adored paper, and it is the plaid one on the back, and we are going to be coloring it with our blending brush and some Balmy Blue ink. So we will need to do that. And then you guys will have your little envelope that we're gonna need to make into an envelope. You have your awesome gold little flag that goes on your mailbox. You have a piece of Balmy Blue, which is for matting your designer paper. You have your trunk of your mailbox, which is super cool. It's like got the little grains in it to make it look like a wood post. You have your mailbox, like that. You have a little heart. So this is Berry Burst with Balmy Blue. So you have a little baby heart. If I only had a heart. You have some Balmy Blue string. Now, if you guys watched me today with my Share, Create, Inspire, this Balmy Blue comes from the Lighter Than Air suite of products. It has different baker's twines. You have your grass here. So we just cut the top of the grass. Anna Rebedu did a lot of the die cutting on this, and so did Tammy and her mom. This is in here for you. If maybe you might have this, you might. Sometimes when we end up with like little extra scraps, instead of me ending up with like 100 of these, we put them in people's kits, and you guys can do with them whatever you want. Like if you really want to put this in the bottom here, you could do that. And then we have a white piece for your inside, so your traditional white mat, and then you have your Berry Burst, and it is like a traditional card base and scored for you already, folded. You just need to burnish it. Is Gina's video on coloring the words a separate video or Winter Creative Escape? So Sherry Stewart is part of the Winter Creative Escape. She definitely was a guest presenter of mine at the Escape, and she did a fabulous job showcasing how to use the brayer. That is one of the awesome things about this. We had eight different creative presentations. Gina Bulow did 2. One was on the brayer and one was on 2 fun folds. Diane Bogenhagen did the balloon card. She did a slider card down, and then she did a magic slider card. Julie Bierschbach did a sampler. Jay Shante did a calendar, an event calendar, a year to remember event calendar. I did the 3D box that looks like this. I'll show it to you. This is the 3D box I did, showing you guys how to do, and it actually holds. It holds like gifts if you want. And then Chris Dudarenki did tube cards, like all the different ways in this. It has space in here for you to put a gift. And Chris did tube cards, like crazy different ways that you do tube cards. So the presentations were awesome. So yes, that was all part of the Escape. Yep, you can definitely find it in that private group. You betcha. Okay, so blending. Let's start with blending. We did this afternoon, you guys. So my brush is already primed and ready to go. All right, so I'm actually not going to put paper down underneath. We're going to go straight for the glass mat and see what happens. I'm going to start off on the glass mat and work my way onto it. And we talked about this afternoon or this morning when I did the class, that my Balmy Blue ink pad, and it's new, it's like it doesn't do the best for blending. And like you can add ink all the time, and it just takes a lot of love to get the blue ink to show up, like to come to the party. So, but little by little, bit by bit, the Balmy Blue shows up to the party, and you guys can see it starting to come in. And I'm working with the glass mat, right? So why not use it how it's intended. Yes, Linda Scott, I got the water back. I don't know what time it came back on, because we finished class at like 12:40, and I was over by Diane by 1:30, and it was not on before I went by Diane, but it was on when I came back home, which was at 5:35. So, all right, so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, Angelique, Balmy Blue with Berry Burst. Oh my goodness. Like, who would have ever thought Berry Burst and Balmy Blue would look so good together? And they do. And then you add a little bit of the Granny Apple for some grass, and it works out really good. All right, so for those of you who did the Winter Creative Escape with me, we also have a private class coming up on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. where I'm going to make all 9 of the cards in one fall swoop. It'll probably take about 2.5 hours, I would guess, from start to finish. So we'll start at 10 and we'll probably finish by about 12:30. But again, if you can't watch the whole thing, you can always catch bits and parts of it as you have time. And this will be one of the cards we're actually going to make again on Tuesday. And maybe I'll save it to be one of the last cards since some of you are already watching how to do it now. So for those that got your boxes today, if you want to pull out this card, you could already start working on this card with me right now. All right, I'm going to go back up and try to get a little bit more of that top edge. So we're getting there, right? So that's what I've got so far. You can see it's starting to come down into play here. And I've got blue ink over the edge here. You can't really see it on the glass mat, but I know it's there. So after I'm done with this, I'm going to clean up the glass mat. And remember, you don't have to go all the way down to the bottom because the grass covers up some of this bottom area. So I definitely tricked people with this one because people didn't know where to find this designer paper because they were looking for blue paper. Okay, and then I'm going to go back up here. I want to get that a little bit darker. So today we did 3 of these, like 3 mats with this balmy blue, and boy, I was getting an arm workout. Oh, Maria said that hers was there when she got home today. I love it. Yeah, so all the boxes are starting to rock and roll in. I think I mentioned Carmen Sanders and Sherry Martin. Your boxes are still here yet because I have your backpacks with the Be Happy stampers on them, and I got to figure out how I'm going to ship them because your box is almost full the way it is. So I might just end up having to ship the backpack in a separate package is what I'm thinking I might end up having to do. I'll figure that out tomorrow morning, I think. All right. Getting there, you guys. This is like the most time-consuming part about this card. Once we have this done, we're going to do a little bit of stamping, and we'll put this card together. All right, so now that you've gone all the way around it, look, do you need more anywhere? And now's your time to do it. You can add more. Oh, Wendy Tick got her box. See, a bunch of you guys. So those boxes, the majority, we had 100 shipments, packages that went out on Tuesday, and we had 44 that went out on Wednesday. And again, I have just a few packages left to mail here. All right, I think I'm good with that. So let's shut the blue up. Wax on. Yes, Penny Powell. That's exactly what I think when I do this. Wax on, wax off. Wax on like the Karate Kid. Yeah, wax on, wax off. All right. So because I have a little bit of balmy blue action going on over here, I'm just going to squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. It's wipey, wipey, wipey. And let's grab a little of this to dry it off. No muss, no fuss. All right, let's get that cleaned up. All right, now let's do a little bit of stamping. We need a memento pad again, so we got the memento. I will be honest, we have some red rubber stamps we're going to be working with. And red rubber, so many people are not so excited about red rubber when you can use photopolymer. So we're going to do what we can. The sentiments for this are awesome, but again, it's red rubber, so it's hard to see through. And you get a little bit of halo action going on. And we need mail. Now, I told this to everybody that came to the escape because, again, this was an escape card. If you don't want to use the red rubber, you don't have to. Find something that's photopolymer and stamp your sentiment. But Dawn, here's another card. Feline, your box is coming Saturday. Yay. Another card where if you don't have these sentiments, you can still make this card and it'll be beautiful. What I called out, though, is if you don't have this stamp and you know you're going to give this card away to somebody, you could write their last name here on the mailbox. So like I could write Bertram on here and it'd be like my mailbox with my name on it. So you don't have to do mail. You could handwrite a name on there. But we gotta be good about our stamping. So we have our grass and we have this. So this is a little bit difficult to just understand what you need to stamp on here because this does fold down into a mailbox and there's a little hole there. That's where our mail, like our flag gets attached to our mailbox. And there's a little score line. Let's see if you guys, there's a score line right here. And that score line folds up like that. And then the mail is going to go right there. All right. Let's grab a scrap paper. Before I forget, you guys, I realize I have class tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Again, one more class tomorrow. It is the kit class that we have tomorrow. And we're going to be making the 2 new, so starting in January, Stampin' Up! Now has 2 scoops, 2 turntables and a microphone, 2 kits. 2 kits. And so tomorrow we're going to be doing both kits back to back. Like we're gonna make them happen, get both done at the same time. I'm practicing, if you guys didn't know that. If that's me practicing here. And I think that looked good. And now I'm going to practice one more time on the back of my grass. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see if it goes. So we're going to do the Panda Friends kit, and then we're going to do the rock and roll one. Okay, so if I'm not happy with the other side, I can use this side. And it says, a little love from me to you. Let's ink that up. Put that right here. Let's hope it goes good. Crossing the fingers. I invested in blocks with grid lines. Oh, yeah. For your red rubber sentiment stamps. That is a great idea. Yes. Grid lines are great. All right. And that's exactly why you have to be careful with red rubber here. There was a halo. I got a halo right. Can you guys see it? Okay. If that happens, I can always use the other side, right? Because that side was good. But they make something called a sand eraser. And I'm hopeful with a little love and sand and not throwing it on the floor, it will take it away. So there it is. Take it away. It's gone. I got rid of it. So I'm good with sticking with this side. But again, you got to be so careful. That right there was the culprit of the halo, right? Let's put you there. Then mail. Same thing happens with the mail. You don't want to get a halo. So let's just see how you stamp. Okay. And then it's going to go right here if you do use the mail. So if you don't rock it, you're better. So I'm just putting straight pressure, straight down, straight up. Good. Very good. All right. And then our inside piece has some stamping as well. And it says, I miss you. A little note to say, I miss you. I don't know if I put the stamp on very good. So what I might consider doing is just making sure it's straight with my block, and then I don't have to pay attention to the front. So we're going to put here, I miss you, straight. Now if I keep my block straight, I'm not going to even look at the circle itself. I'm just going to go with the edge of my block with the paper. Annette likes the stamp set and dies. Yay! Can you use a sand eraser? Yes, I can. I don't know. Yes, Cheryl. That's what it is. It's a sand eraser. That's exactly what I used. Okay, perfecto changeo. And then we have a bird flying through the air with the greatest of ease. And that's up in the sky right there. Good. If you wanted, you could have also taken some balmy blue and blended in the top here to have it skyish, but I am opting not to. All right. I just realized I had this piece. I could also put this in the bottom if I wanted to use it up, but I don't know if I want to. So I don't know if I'll use mine. I'll put it back in my kit, I think. All right. Let's get assembly happy. How would I do this? So I'm going to start with the grass, and I'm going to grab a dimensional, or 2 or 4 or 5, and I'm going to line them up along the top of the grass. And I want to make sure I don't put any adhesive right where my trunk of my mailbox is going to come in. So I'm going to like put a little gap there, and then I'll have 4 dimensionals along that top edge, and that helps to pop the grass out. And then I'm going to use liquid glue along the bottom like that to prep that, and then a little bit of liquid glue on the back side of the designer paper, which now this will go right on the balmy blue. like that. And then our grass is going to be flat on the bottom. So it comes all the way down to this bottom edge. And then it's popped up at the top, and then it's flat at the bottom. So don't hesitate to use multiple adhesives on a piece of paper. So it's really cool because now it looks like the grass is kind of coming out. And if you need to trim off anything, now's the time to do it. So if there was any little grass hanging over the edge, you could trim that off. And we have these two pieces now that we can do a little bit of liquid glue on the back side. Grab your base and balmy blue to the top. Thanks, Mary Lemke. That'll go here like that. And then this piece can go on the inside like that. All right, so now we've got that part done. So I have a little brad. We want to poke that through the hole of the flag, and that goes through this hole then. And then split the legs of your brad apart like that. Now we have to fold the mailbox. So this little piece folds back, and then there's a score line here as well. And what happens is that's what creates our little mailbox. Isn't that cool? All right, do you want to use liquid glue? Do you want to use tear and tape? Whatever you want. I think I'm going to go for the liquid glue. So don't do too much or it'll ooze all over on you. So what you're going to have to do is fold this over and tuck this and try to get the folded edge to be in line with this cut edge here. You just, if you use the liquid glue, make sure that you let the heat from your fingers help to make it bond together so that it doesn't pop apart later. Good. All right, very cool. So I'm not going to burnish the top of the mailbox because it looks cool with it kind of like rolled a little bit like that. All right, so there's that. And then what I'm going to do is put a couple glue dots right at the top of the stand here for the mailbox. And then that is going to attach right onto our mailbox like that. And remember I left a little gap here, so now I can tuck in my mailbox here. I don't think I'm going to use dimensionals because the mailbox is kind of puffy already. So I think I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around here, like that. And then we're going to tuck this into the grass, like that. Ha ha ha, so cool. All right, just like so. Little flag can come up, and now we get to make our little letter. So you should have some string, a heart, and the white die cut for the envelope. And what happens is your sides go in like that. So there's one side that's a peak and one side that's flat. The side that's flat is what comes up like this. Ha, so cute. And then that goes down and it makes this cute, adorable little envelope. All right, so what are we gonna do? I'm gonna actually glue it so that the flap goes down, that will go up, and then a little glue there. That'll help hold everything down like that. Okay, and then we're gonna put a little dot of glue right there, and that will hold this down. Again, this will just pop right up, so you gotta let the heat from your fingers help hold this down so it doesn't pop up. All right, now we get to wrap our twine around. Now, it's kind of like a present when you wrap a present, except for, I'm looking for my tear and tape. I bet it's underneath. Somewhere back here, back where it needs to go. I put it in its home. All right, so we're gonna need 2 pieces of tear and tape. and that goes on the back side like this. And pick that waxy paper off, and we're going to kind of divide it in half. So you've got half going up and half going down, kind of in the middle. And you're going to bring it to the front, twist it, and one side's going to go this way and one side's going to go that way. Kind of like make sure it's in the middle. And then bring those loose tails to the end here, or we should say to the back. And bring that loose tail to the back. And you're going to put that tear and tape right over the top. So basically, it created an up and down and a sideways. And the tails, this tail's good, but this one's a little too long. So I could either fold it back or I can just take it and trim that little tail off of there. So that's perfect. All right, now you have a little glue dot. And the glue dot will go on the heart. And now the heart will go right in the middle of your envelope like that. It's so cute. Look at that little adorable little envelope. All right, now I'm going to attach, you know what? I'm just gonna take my tear and tape thing off here, and we're gonna add another little glue dot here and one there. And yes, you definitely need to adhere your envelope, otherwise it will fall out of here. I never thought that it would, like I glue it in, and so just set that, like it's kind of like resting. Pretend somebody's hand is there holding it, like they're putting it into the mailbox. Something like that. I love it. All right, Penny Powell, this is for you. We're gonna rip that off. Make sure I don't have a glue dot right there. It is. Okay, get that little tail out of the way. And Stella action. We can Stella the little heart for sure here. You could definitely Stella your mailbox, the trunk if you want to. You could Stella this. I just went Stella with the word mail because it will bleed. And Stella and gold foil don't always really stick on it because it's a foil. And your brad was your gem that I included in this one. If you have other gems like rhinestones that you want to put on here or any heart-related things, you could. I thought that the gold foil hearts looked kind of gemsy-like, plus we got a brad there. So we did include a little embellishment for you guys. And we've got mail. We're putting our letter in our mailbox, so make sure to put your flag up, right? But yeah, it's fun. This was my favorite card, you guys. There's something about the Berry Burst and the Balmy Blue that are just so complementary to each other. And then the flag, and then the post, and the mailbox, and the envelope, and the heart. It just was so fun. I loved this card. It was a lot of fun designing this one. So if you weren't certain about this stamp set or the dies, now it's time to consider it because it's so cute. Again, I could probably live without the stamp set, but it's these dies that really, all the die cutting came from this one set. All the dies were in here. And there's even some extra things in here. For that package, there's this little die right here, which actually is like a bow and like twine. And that actually fits the length of the envelope too. So you could use that. There's a little die cut for the bird. There's these extra little hearts. There's a circle in here in case you guys are looking for a circle. That little circle fits that little guy. There's a cancel, the canceling for a stamp. There's a little mound of grass here that you could also, like that goes on the bottom. So that would be around your grass because you never cut the grass really close to the post, I guess. There's also, if you stamp the post, there's a die to cut that out, and there's a little die for an envelope here. So the dies are awesome. I definitely love me these dies. All right, super cute. Penny says she likes it. Very good. Mikey likes it. Yay. All right, so we did it. These are the 3 cards we had for class for you guys tonight. Love them, love them, love them. So let me just, I'm starting to think here. I don't even know if I really advertised about the kit class I have coming up tomorrow. I think that I have the event on my calendar, but I don't know if I even created a Facebook event. But just to give you guys a heads up what we're doing tomorrow, we're going to make these 2 kits. one is called Rock Legend, and so that's the one kit. We're going to be live. It's scheduled for 11, but I might shoot for 10:30 and start a little bit early because we're going to be working on Let's Just Stamp tomorrow. And so this is the Panda Friends kit. So we're going to put these guys together tomorrow, either 10:30 or 11. We're going to shoot for 10:30, but I think it's set for it's originally set for 11, but if I can go a little bit early, because we're going to try to get Let's Just Stamp designed tomorrow, and then I'm going to try to design one more class as well tomorrow, so that we have 3 done going into the weekend. So that'll be good. All right. So do you guys have a favorite? I always like to ask, what is your favorite? Maria says, beautiful color combo and adorable card. Nice cards. You betcha. Have to run. All right, Judy Bobo, we'll see you later. You guys, I think I was pretty clear. I think this one's my favorite. I do love the cherries, but I also love this one too. If you need a nice little thinking of you card for Valentine's Day. They're all good. They're all very good. So I think I'm going to do a little random number generator. I'm going to clean these guys really quick. Again, you guys, this is my website. This is my email address. This is my phone number. This is my current host code. But if you're ever using the host code that's on my slip here and you can't get it to work, just know my current host code is always at my website. Facebook page is Cards by Christine. If you're not set up to get emails from me at the moment, you can always subscribe to my emails by going to my website. There's a picture of me in a yellow shirt. And underneath the yellow shirt, I might just pull it up really quick so you guys can see what it looks like. Let me get this guy clean. So in my website, I have a calendar of events. So if you go to January, you can see all the different times that there's little dark squares. And underneath the picture of me in a yellow shirt, there's a host code. And so you can always click on here to be taken to my store with the host code applied. And then underneath here is where you can sign up to get emails from me. And so I just shared this afternoon after we finished the Share, Create, Inspire class, I shared where you can share your entries if you want to share your cards to get in on the drawing. So just know you can sign up for that or unsubscribe at any point, you guys. If you ever get, like, I'm seeing enough stuff, I'm good, then you can always unsubscribe. But if you want to see stuff, that's where you want to subscribe to that. Okay, so let's move these out of the way. I'm going to bring in my book and my pencil. Vicki can't pick a favorite. She loves them all. Oh, and Linda said the La Cherry. Rue says the mailbox. Mary says the mailbox. Okay, let me pull these up here real quick. You guys, here's my yellow binder here. At least I keep track of everything. So, Shirley Malarkey, you are number 1. And we have Karen Stagg, you're number 2. Emily Buska is 3. Amy is 4. And then we go up here. Linda Scott, you're 5. Vicki Rodriguez, you're 6. Angela Knutson is 7. Judy Bobo is 8. And then we go over here. And Sheila Roberts is number 9. Okay. I think we got everybody. You guys, it went from here to over to here. So we're all over the place. So we're just going to do a little random number generator. Put in the number 9 and see who wins a prize. So when you guys place orders to get your class for free, it builds host rewards, and I use those host rewards to help offset the cost of materials. And sometimes I overget materials, and so I give those prizes, like gems or ribbon or designer paper away at the end after it's retired. I give it away as prizes. And so let's hit, oh, it went to number 5. And number 5 was over here is Linda Scott. Awesome. I'm circling your name here, your number 5, Linda Scott. So in the future, when Linda takes a class with me, I will throw in a little, either a ribbon or an embellishment. Sometimes I give a portion of a pack of designer paper. I use up the past supplies that I didn't need from a class and use them as in the form of a door prize. So yay, it is a kind of to give back to people for helping me with orders. So I love it. Awesome. Okay, so very good. All right, we did good. We did good. Donna loves all 3 cards. Good. Well, that's the whole goal for you guys, to like all the cards. And just remember, too, sometimes if you're looking at a class and you're like, oh, man, I like those 2 cards, but I don't like that card, you always have to think about who you're giving the cards to or look at the layout of them. And it's always like thinking about, well, I might not like cherries, but you know what? My mom loves cherries and she would love a cherry card, right? So thinking about who you're giving the card to also is a little way to think about, well, it's not always about you, right? When you shop for people for their birthdays or for Christmas, you don't think, well, I like this, I'm going to buy this because I like this and give it to them. You think about, well, what's their favorite color, or what do they like, or they might like hearts, or they might like my relative is a mailman. They might absolutely love this mailbox card, right? So it's thinking about who you're giving the card to, not always like, oh, I don't like that card, so I'm not going to make it, or I don't want to take that class. So think about who you're giving the cards to. It's always like a little advice too. I mean, because I get people who come here in person and they're like, oh man, I don't like that card, or I don't like that card, or I don't want to take this class. And it's like, well, think about who you're giving it to instead of thinking about if you like it or not. So that's, that's one way to look at it. And by doing a card class like this, you get a sampling of these awesome 3 different layouts with this, that these would be great cards to, like, you could even gift these 3 cards as a little package to somebody as a gift, right? You can make them all and gift them all away, or donate them sometimes like to a nursing home or to the senior center as little gifts too. So sometimes you end up with extra cards and you don't know what to do with them, but you enjoy making the cards, right? You could always gift them to other people. So yay, congratulations to Linda. Exactly. Oh my gosh, you guys, you know what I just realized? We're going to do Sale-a-bration board number 2. Okay. I was going to do this over the weekend with you guys, and I completely forgot while I was doing different lives, like that I do, for every $50 you order with me during Sale-a-bration, I do a drawing, and I have my board number 2 complete, and I actually have names ready for board number 3 and number 4. So tomorrow during the kit class, we're going to do Sale-a-bration board number 3 drawing, and then come Monday, it'll be all right. Come Monday, she'll be holding me tight, right? And we're going to do board number 4 drawing. Yay! Okay, so you guys, I'm going to flip the camera down. I'm going to go grab, I got excited because I remembered to do this. Hang on. I got to grab my slips. Hang on. One moment, please. Let's grab the board. Whew. One moment, I'm grabbing the board. Hang on. Okay, so not everybody is exactly on here, but we do capture everybody at some point. Okay, so let's talk about this. I had one box left here I needed to fill. Okay, so I've been doing this for a number of years, probably since the year 2017. This is my Sale-a-bration board. There are 25 squares on here. And once I get 25 names on here, we do a drawing for a $25 gift certificate. So this does not have, like, Donna Grushke, you're not on here. I have to get your name on here. I have a lot of people. Literally, this board got filled up within the first day of Sale-a-bration and the next day. So I have on here a bunch of you guys, like Sheila Roberts, Barbara Godby, Jenny Knutson, and Shelley Schultz. Like, there's a lot of names on here. So you do not have to worry about telling me. Okay, so how I do it is, if you're in person here with me, I let you pick the number, right? Because it's easy. But for those of you who are placing online orders, I don't have the time and the day to coordinate with you to tell me which numbers you pick. So I pick numbers for you, right? So like Mary Lemke, you placed an order. I got your name on here. Barbara Godby, Francis Rodriguez, Sheila Roberts, Barbara Rudolph, Debbie Gass, Jenna Helms, Barb Tyler, Laura Sullivan, Sarah Merchant. You guys are on here, right? So, but like Donna Grushke, I haven't put you on here yet because you're going to be on the next board, okay? So eventually you will get your name on a board, and you guys, I'm very diligent about keeping track of all of this to make sure you get your name on the board. So for every $50, you get your name on the board, okay? So that's how it works. So we're going to set this right here. And so just know that if you weren't on this board, you were on the past board or you're on a future board. Okay, so Don't worry if you place online orders. I get your name on here. It's for everybody who places an online order $50 or more. If you do a $100 order, you get your name on there twice. If you do a $200 order, I put your name on there 4 times. Okay, so it's for every $50. If you do a $40 order, I don't put your name on it. Okay, so it's $50 order. Okay. So I have 25 numbers in this bag, and I shake, Shannara, shake your body liner, and we do a drum roll. All right? Okay, and we're going to pick a number out of here. Random number, this number right here, is going to be the winner chicken dinner of a $25 gift certificate. Number 23 is Debbie Gast. Yay, Debbie, it's your day. All right, so number 23, I don't know, you guys can see it. I'm going to pop it up here so you can see. It is Debbie Gast right here. Oh, which way? That way. Debbie Gast, you're the lucky winner. Yay. Okay, so I will be reaching out to Debbie to figure out what she wants for her $25 gift certificate. Tracy Solar was the winner of board number 1. And now that we're done with this, I'm going to put Post-it notes over the top, number it 1 through 25, and grab the next 25 names to put on there. And I can guarantee you that it'll be full, and we'll do a drawing tomorrow. And then I can guarantee you that on Monday night, I'll have another board full, and we'll do that as well. So, I'm so happy I remembered that. You guys, ever since the escape, my mind has been thinking about everything but like the sale-a-bration board, apparently. So, all right. So congratulations to Debbie Gass and Linda Scott. They are winner chicken dinners tonight. And good deal. Okay, I'm so excited. You guys, can you tell I'm excited that I remembered to do that? Oh, man. I thought of it while I was at Diane's house. Diane, I didn't tell you I was thinking about it, but I was thinking about doing the drawing while I was at your house designing with you. And I should have written it down on a note so I wouldn't have forgotten, but I did forget, so that's all good. Woo, okay. We did it. All right. We had a really good card class. I hope you guys enjoyed making those 3 cards. For those of you who are new to me, this is the crazy that we go through all the time. Lots of fun and excitement. For those of you that continue to watch me, I appreciate you so much. We have lots of fun stamping together. If you need anything, you guys don't hesitate to reach out. Sometimes I can get back to you sooner, and sometimes it takes a little bit to get back. It just depends on where I'm at with what I'm doing with designing or kitting, or if I'm in my emails and you reach out to me, it's always a faster response. But I try to get back in touch with you guys within a few days, if not like less than that. So, and now that the escape is done and I can get caught up on emails again, life is good. I love being caught up on emails. So yay. Okay. Great class. Okay, I'm glad you liked it. All right, you guys. Well, I'm pretty much good with where we're at. We got our 3 cards made. We did a little drawing. We did 2 little drawings. Again, tomorrow we'll see you at 11, if not a little bit sooner, for the kit class. We'll do two kits back to back, okay? Not just one. We're going to do 2. We're going to knock them both out of the ballpark. And then we will get some cards designed for Let's Just Stamp, and hopefully the monthly class will get those done so that my helpers can start working on getting stuff ready for kitting those, not next week, but the week after. So yay, awesome. All right, you guys, don't forget it's sale-a-bration. So for every $50, you can pick a sale-a-bration item. You can also get a class with me when you do that. And then also don't forget, now is the best time to sign up during sale-a-bration. So if you're looking for somebody to be your upline or your team leader, I would love the opportunity to be your person. You get to pick the glass mat or the $30 extra in product. If you're in Canada, reach out to Rose Coleman. She is definitely your girl to get signed up with. She's who I would wholeheartedly recommend. She is a doll. If you're anywhere else in the world, I don't know who else to really pick for somebody in other parts of the world, but always do some investigating and research, because the number one decision you get to make is who is your upline. That is always by far the number one and only decision you get to make. After that, it's really like the products are decided for you, the promotions are decided for you, and so basically picking your upline and who you have as a team leader is like the number one thing. So I would love to be your team leader if you are looking for somebody when you're joining Stampin' Up. So yay! All right, you guys, lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. Have a great rest of your night. I love you long time. I'm going to count to 10 just in case it ends early. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,